Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome, welcome. Well, I must say there was a lot of information packed into this episode of Belle Collective, Season 5, Episode 7, titled The D is No Longer Silent. So in this episode, we covered physical health, mental health, mending friendships, building relationships, celebrating achievements as far as short-term or long-term goals, as you want to call it, celebrating entrepreneurship. It was just so much. I feel like, are we rushing to the end? Is next week the finale? Or, because I feel like a lot was packed into this. So let's get started on the recap and the review. So first, we left off with Sophia, So Gucci, and Selena sitting by the end of the pool talking. So Sophia asked the ladies to please excuse them, let them have a talk. So Gucci and Selena talk. It started to get a little confrontational, but then somebody pulled back and like, you know what? Let's really talk about it. Selena said how she was hurt. She's been hurt about the way she's been treated by her, So Gucci, and by JJ. She reminded So Gucci that she's the one who started the fight. Then she goes in and says, you know, all I really want is for my daughters to mend their relationship with their father. And I believe Selena thinks that So Gucci is the one that's stopping that from happening, but that is not the case. JJ is the one that's saying, let me work it out with my girls. I want to work it out with my girls, but I don't need their mother to be involved, and that is the problem. So Sophia told Selena, girl, I've been trying to get him to talk to the girls, and he just wants to take his time, and all I can do is respect what my husband wants, but at the same time, I will continue to try and make sure that you guys work it out. So Selena, like I said, cried because she's hurt, and they call a truce. I don't remember if they hugged or whatever, but they called a truce. And I'm sure if JJ was at the house, that would not have happened. Remember, the guys went out to go have drinks by themselves and left the ladies at the house. So while we have Selena and Sophia talking about the pool, inside we have all the other ladies. They were hungry. So Marie decided that she's going to make burgers for everybody. And of course, Latrice turned it around. So like, oh, Marie's making a burger for me. Remember, her and Marie have been clashing. There's been tension. And I think they finally worked it out. In a way, I think they're trying baby steps. We're taking baby steps. So now the ladies come from outside and let them know that, you know, we kind of got to a place of peace. And the ladies also found out that Marie and Latrice have gotten to a place of peace. So what? So, you know, they've gotten to a place of peace. So now the gentlemen come, and then Letitia make sure that she extend the good news to the man. Guess what, guys? Let me tell you what just happened. Marie made Latrice a burger, and Selena and So Gucci have made up. Of course, we have JJ like, what? God darn it, God darn it, God darn it. You know, it's God darn it, whatever. I told you, if I'm not in a good place, this is him in his confessional. If I'm not in a good place with her, so you can't be in a good place with her. So I'm sure they talked about it later on when they were in their room separately, and she told him, you know, what transpired, and he listened, and, you know, he kind of shrugged his shoulder. He's like, I guess women will be women, and that's where we left it. So now they're all headed home. Right after that, I think the following morning they were out of there. They're all headed home, and you know, people go on about their lives. Now we see Marie and Essie at the office. Essie comes into the office and asking Marie how it went, and she kind of told her everything was, but Marie wants to know how the celebration for her party is coming, you know, how the preparation for her party is coming along. So we're finding out that we're having a party for Marie, who has received her doctorate from the Oklahoma State University, a doctorate in healthcare. So they're having a party for her. She asks Essie about, you know, how's her health coming along. Essie's like, don't worry about me. I'm handling it. I want you to make sure that you're fine, that your mind is fine. And then we have Letitia comes. She's coming to help with the preparation for the party for Marie. And while she's there, Marie's asking her, girl, what happened to my banner in New Orleans? Everybody's banner was up and displayed nicely. What happened to mine? And I'm thinking that Marie was responsible to put the banner up herself, because according to Letitia, she said, Latrice's banner was put up by so-and-so. My banner was put up by so-and-so. I don't know what happened to your banner, girl. You gave your banner to somebody who didn't do their job. So I'm assuming she had to find her person to come and put up the banner, and that's what happened. So she's like, you owe me because my banner wasn't there. Everybody else was being displayed. Letitia was like, all right, whatever. I'll owe you. No big deal. And she's like, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone for now, but we're going to talk about it again later on. So that was a quick scene with those ladies. Then we have Selena and her daughters. She's going over to one of her daughter's homes. And she let us know that they have a boutique opening, or opened an online boutique. And she comes over with their banner. And she's like, it just came. If she had had it earlier, she would have been able to display it in New Orleans. Because remember, she was the greeter and she was part of the event. So she could have put it up and we would have known about their online boutique. So now they're looking at samples and they have a pop-up shop coming. And they want the banner to be displayed there. So, yep. They have an online store. So do I. Shameless plug. I have an online store, Touch Me Textures. I will run the commercial at some point during this review, and I will leave the link down in the description for you to go click on and shop, okay? It's a Shopify store, but I do have an online boutique. All right, so Selena and her girls, they're looking at the clothes, trying to decide, which ones they're going to pick to put into their store, because I'm guessing everybody have to come to a consensus, a decision to make sure that it's appropriate for them to wear. Now we're gonna have different styles with them because every one of her daughters are at a certain age. You have the younger ones who want to be young and trendy and show a little bit more skin. You have Selena who wants to be covered up a little bit more and stuff. So it should be really interesting to see what their store is like. I have to go and look at it. It's called 4S Collection. So I'm gonna go and see if they have clothes on it on online. So Selena was saying that it would have been nice to have the banner earlier because she went to New Orleans and people were displaying their banners and it would have been nice. So she goes in to tell the girls what happened, whereas she was there and their father was there for a quick minute. He decided that he wanted to go, and so Gucci, got to follow what her husband says, and she left as well, even though this was the first brunch that Letitia has had that the men were invited to. So JJ said he wanted to stay a little bit longer, but because Selena was there, he does not want to be around her. So he got up and left with So Gucci. The girls are saying that the discussion that their mom had with So Gucci at the pool, one of them asked, so has she called you since you guys left New Orleans? And she said no. And then they were like, so, that's why I think it was a fake truce, because why hasn't she reached out? But then at the same time, I'm thinking, why can't Selena reach out as well? And they're like, all we care about is our relationship with our dad. We don't really care about having a relationship with her. So it's okay. So we leave these ladies there. And I don't think that should be the case, because So Gucci has been trying, or Sophia has been really trying to get JJ to change his mind and go about seeing about his daughters and his grandson. But he's been so hard-headed and he wants to do things on his own terms, and she don't want to push the envelope too much, get him so angry. So she's treading lightly. She has to be careful how she move. All right, so we leave Selena and her daughters, and now we have Sophia and Dee. Tired of the same old styles? Ready to make waves with your wardrobe? Welcome to Touch Me Textures, where bold meets beautiful and every piece is designed to turn heads. Our collections are all about textures that feel as good as they look. From flowy dresses to eye-catching accessories, we've got everything you need to express your style your way. Find pieces that speak to you for every vibe, every adventure. And the best part? Our site makes it easy to shop and easy to fall in love with everything. So why wait? Dive into style that's uniquely yours at touchmetextures.com. Feel fabulous, look unforgettable. Click the link in the description to check out all we have to offer. Dee comes over to go for a walk with her mom, and her mom is telling her about the upcoming health fair that they're putting on. And she's also telling Dee about what happened in New Orleans. And I think Dee did something that was really unfair. She said to Sophia that if you were around more and not out there trying to fix everybody else's issue instead of helping me with mine, I wouldn't have found myself on the bridge contemplating taking myself out. I'm like, wow. Talk about guilt trip. Why would you do that, girl? That's not cool. That's not cool at all to put all of that on your mom. It's not your mom's, it's not your, I don't think it's your mom's fault why you ended up there. She also said she is kind of confused, or she doesn't know why God put her on this earth. Girl, none of us knows. We're taking it a day at a time. We just make short-term goals and work towards it and just build on life. You really think you're supposed to have it figured out in your 20s, have life figured out in your 20s? Most of us in what they call big age still don't have it figured out. So give yourself some grace. Stop being so hard on yourself. I'm thinking that because you don't have like a career, I don't know exactly what you do or whatever, but maybe you don't have a career that you focused on, that you feel that you're being lost and you're spinning. So my advice in a case like this would be for you to go back to school, either get a professional education as far as being in the healthcare field or whatever, or get a skill so you have something to fall to know that, hey, if time should go hard, I could do something with these hands, braid some hair, blah blah blah, whatever. But I think you putting that on your mother is a lot. That's a lot to put on a mom. So she's saying, oh, I don't feel that you were there for me or my brother because you're over here making sure that this family is okay. So Sophia felt away. She started crying. And then she started looking into herself, saying, you know what? Maybe I am giving them too much energy. Maybe I need to pivot and pay more attention to my daughter and my granddaughter. So that's what I'm going to do going forward. So she hugged Dee and tell her, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't realize that's what I was doing. But I still want you to come to the health fair. So, all right, we leave So Gucci and Dee in the park. And then we have Latrice is showing us Goddess Lens 2.0. She's letting us know that, she's going to do a dual grand opening. She's going to do a grand opening for Goddess Lens and also for the restaurant Taste. But she's a little bit upset because her husband has told Glenn that he could do his birthday party at Taste on the day of the grand opening. So Latrice feels that it's taken away from the shine of having the new restaurant. Like, why would you have the party on the grand opening day when his birthday is not even on that day? So we get to meet Latrice's manager. He's new. His name is Ken. So he's her creative director and her operations manager. So they're getting ready for the opening. He gave some great advice. We have Cliff coming in and he's like, so explain to me how this is going to work. She said she might just do an exclusive event at Taste where she only invites certain people. So he was like, so you gonna tell me you're going to have a opening here at Goddess Lens and then you're quietly going to take 50 people over to Taste? Is that what you're telling me? She was like, yeah, it might work. Then he's like, all right, so what time is Glenn's party? Is it in between sometime in there? And Cliff was like, no, it's much later. So Ken's advice to Cliff is make sure that everything is communicated with Glendale, as Latrice calls him, that he doesn't come in too early, and then you're going to have a happy wife, because happy wife makes for a happy life. So they had a good talk about that. I think Cliff likes this manager guy. He didn't like the other one. I guess the other one was too opinionated on their life, or whatever. But he likes this guy. This guy have real solutions, and he seemed to respect him, and they seem to be getting along well. So we leave that there. They had a nice little discussion, and they figured it out. They've made a plan. Let's see how well it executes. And from watching some of the scenes from before, the next episode that's coming up, I think it's gonna get kind of out of hand. So that's coming up soon. So we leave Latrice, Cliff, and Ken at Goddess Lens. And now we have Sophia and Akeisha. It's the day of the wellness event. She's telling her what happened between her and Dee and how she feels, and that she needs to pay more attention to her family. Akeisha, listens, give her a hug, give her a few encouraging words, tell her, girl, let's get through this event, then you could get home and be there for your family. So we see that the DJ for the event is So Gucci's son. We've never met him before. And we see all the friends, all the Bells come with their husband. They really showed support. The only person that did not show up was Marie, but everybody else came and showed support. And where's Dr. Antoinette? She just came in for a quick 1-2 episode, and then she's gone. Where is she? Anyway, so the event went off really well. They had a great panel. They had a medical doctor, a mental health doctor, a personal trainer that I thought was really good that she incorporated. If I had money, I would really have a personal trainer, because I would really like to be more fit, more healthy. But the motivation ain't there, girl. I do what I can when I can, but I think I need to be better. But I honestly think if I had a trainer, I would do a lot better. But I digress. Like I said, she had a medical doctor, a mental health doctor, a trainer, and we even had Letitia get up and ask a very good question, where she asks, how do I recognize if someone is in a mental crisis, and how do I go about handling it? And they gave her some good advice. And I think for her first event, it went off well. And I think going forward, that Sophia should do it annually, because that is something that is needed in the community. And that's something different. That's something new. And maybe that is something that her and her whole family could work on. So that is her adding to her resume. We all know that she's a real estate broker or agent. I'm not sure. She's a trainer, fitness trainer. And now she has this health event to add to her resume. And I think it's really good for the community. Like she said, she always wanted to give back to the community. And this is her way of doing it. So it was a great event. At the end, all the ladies and their husband, recognized that she did a great job, that it was really, really good. But then we have Cliff now, throw some cold water on it, where he's like, for my first brunch, I really didn't expect my ex to be there. And because of that, I had to leave, because there's certain spaces that I can't be in. So Letitia said, you know what, Glenn, I invited everybody and I didn't know who was going to show up. But then Letitia, you made her the greeter. I would think that would be a very important position, and I would have to show up. So you're going to tell me that you're talking about you threw the invitation out there for everybody and you didn't know who was going to show up as the greeter, and I think you did that on purpose. That was going to bring her into the room. Now, what I think is going on behind the scenes is, I know some reality TV shows, if you're scheduled to film and you don't show up, you get fined. Now, if So Gucci has a no contact order with Selena shows up in the building and she leaves. So imagine trying to get them to film together. Selena shows up in the building, So Gucci and JJ leaves. Is So Gucci getting fined? I know she did an interview with Carlos King, who is the producer of the show, and she called him out about her not being protected after she knows that there is a no contact order. I think a lot of people were criticizing that interview because So Gucci really called him out about not being protected. So he pulled the interview down. I didn't get to see it. And now I hear some chatter on YouTube, or in the YouTube street as they say, that Carlos is suing So Gucci for what? I don't know. I have to go watch that video. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw a video. I'll link it down below so you guys could be in the loop as well. So Letitia making Selena the greeter, I think, was forcing them to film together, and it didn't work out. So that now we have a problem. So like I said, JJ called her out, like, why would you invite her knowing that, you know, this is the men's first brunch and that we're not being in the same room. So they left it alone. They didn't talk about it, and they went out about their way. Now we have Marie's graduation. She's been celebrating about getting her doctorate, her PhD in healthcare. So Dr. Marie is what she is being called going forward, Dr. Marie Monroe. Everyone came, the Bells, they came at different times. We had Tambra go up and say some nice words to her, and that was really, really good to see. Now, there's got to be drama everywhere, right? Because towards the end of the party, we have Glenn pull JJ to the side and told him, yo, man, I didn't like the way you stepped to my wife at the health fair, calling her out about the brunch. That wasn't cool. So I'm assuming they already talked about it at home, Letitia and Glenn, because here come Letitia, run, come over there. Because So Gucci was close by as well. And she was like, I'm over here because I see So Gucci over here. What's going on? So they get into a discussion. She tells So Gucci that she acts differently around the Bells when her husband is not around, and that's not cool. JJ was like, listen, I feel how I feel. This is my family affair, and I don't like what is happening, and we're gonna see how things go moving forward. So Marie was like, what the heck is going on my party? You know, this is my celebration. Don't be getting to it at my party. This is her in the confessional. But I'm guessing it's gonna be addressed again at a later date. But you know what I just said about them not filming with Selena and getting in trouble because of it, I think that's gonna come out to be a big problem in the end. So that's what I got from this episode. It was a lot packed into one episode. I'm thinking that we're coming to the end of the season. What season is this again? I think season 5. Let me see, I wrote it down. Yeah, season 5. I think we're coming to the end of the season, and there is a lot going on behind the scenes. So this is my recap and my review of Belle Collective, season 5, episode 7, titled "The D is No Longer Silent." Thank you for watching this video. Make sure that you go down in the description and check out all the links below. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment if you wish. Share the video. And until next time, take care of yourself and your family. Bye-bye. Tired of the same old styles? Ready to make waves with your wardrobe? Welcome to Touch Me Textures, where bold meets beautiful and every piece is designed to turn heads. Our collections are all about textures that feel as good as they look. From flowy dresses to eye-catching accessories, we've got everything you need to express your style your way. Find pieces that speak to you for every vibe, every adventure. And the best part? Our site makes it easy to shop and easy to fall in love with everything. So why wait? Dive into style that's uniquely yours at touchmetextures.com. Feel fabulous, look unforgettable. Click the link in the description to check out all we have to offer.